Hey everybody, Bill Flipper here. I want to do a quick video on knowing your numbers and things that I've seen people blow up on. And I mean blow up on by going out of business, those types of things. And one of it is inability to understand their numbers. And those could be return rates. Those are usually fees that they're not calculating into their business, and then they get to the end of the month and they've made way less money. It's usually a beginner problem, and you can do handle this pretty well with Inventory Lab, or Seller Board's another one. But they're not watching their fees. They are improperly calculating buy costs. Shipping fees is one. So your shipping fees are costing much more than 50 cents, 75 or 25 cents a pound. All those types of things. So there's a lot of new fees out. And again, that's why you want some type of refund software, because it will shock you how much, especially if you're a mid-sized seller or anything like that. If you're a mid-size, you probably have one. But I went for quite a while. And like I said, when I got one, I got like $1,000 in refunds. So there's all types of ways. Like I said, Amazon is so large, and if you're sending a lot of inventory in, they misplace it. UPS loses it. There's a return sent back, and the return is supposed to be put back in your inventory, and it is not put back in your inventory. Refund software will find all this. I've seen what is crazy is people double count their Kohl's cash, which I don't understand. You can only count it once, and you only count it when you use it. But people will calculate it. Another thing is they calculate Rakuten. They calculate some of these things that should not be part of, like, if you're buying something not profitable, but you're like, oh, I'm getting 10% Rakuten. I do not recommend that, because you don't always get the Rakuten. In rare cases, you don't. So I like things like gift cards, Rakuten points to be the cream on top. If it's a bad buy without the Rakuten, then it's just a bad buy. So that, like I said, they're usually little things that you're like, oh, a dollar here, a dollar there, but you don't understand when you're selling thousands of items a year. These things can add up very quickly, or hundreds or thousands a month. Like I said, double counting Kohl's cash, I've literally seen people blow up over. So they get, and I've seen leads lists where they're like, oh, it's 20% ROI if you count the Kohl's cash. Why would I count the Kohl's cash in the purchase? Then it's like the time you use the Kohl's cash, you have to calculate you're paying the full amount. So I just don't understand how anyone can kind of pass that off as a leads. But that's my opinion. So they double count their Kohl's cash. Another fee that people returns. Amazon has this thing. I wanted to pull it up, but I couldn't find it again, where it really gives return breakdowns of some of your high return items. And I was shocked how some of these items that I would have put in low return likelihood in clothing, like hats and things, actually had a pretty high return. Now again, most of your returns are put back in your inventory, especially if they were returned right away. They put them on one time and they didn't fit. But sometimes these are not returned, or these are not returned to your inventory. You have to, they're marked as damaged even though they're brand new, so you'll have to deal with that. But so there's many fees, and the best way, and this can go, one thing I wanted to divert into is personal finance. Really understanding your numbers. I really love cutting my expenses down. Again, I used to use Keurigs forever, and about the cheapest you can get a K-cup is 20 cents. I got rid of my Keurig for a pot of coffee, and this goes to people buying Dunkin', Starbucks every day. Listen, I'm against that, because it adds up so much. If you would take that money and put it into a low-fee index fund, something like that, in 10-20 years, it is a massive amount of money, especially if you're going to work and buying like $3 cups of coffee for 40 years, 5 times a week. I mean, that thing adds up so much. You're talking, it's something ridiculous, like 50,000. It's just ridiculous. We could do the math. But so I really look for ways to cut that out. And as a reseller, you're always looking for the cheapest possible avenue to purchase things. Another thing is, if you find a great buy, with SellerAmp, you can pop open Google. So let's say you find a great a great item, a great clothing item, whatever, pop open a Google search and see if you can find it any cheaper. So that's a, price tanking happens because usually some people find it cheaper. So you always want to, even if it's a great item from Dynky.com, it might be even cheaper on Finish Line or Foot Action. So like I said, watch those fees, watch it in your personal life, keep track of things, and try to find those little areas because again, a few dollars a day can really add up in a year. So watch those numbers, keep hustling. 2024 is going to be the best year ever. See you guys. Bye.